So this dental clinic spends about $5,000 a month on paid advertising. They've gotten 9 leads already this week, but none of them have been replied to yet. The oldest one has been waiting 41 hours. My name is Lucas Seneschal, and for the last year, I've been implementing AI automation solutions into small businesses that fix real repetitive problems. I've received over 30 5-star Google reviews within this last year. Almost none of this work that I do is exciting to the average person, but it's work that no one should be doing by hand. And because this work frees up so much time for businesses, I find it personally exciting. I'm not gonna sell you a course, a community, or some resource behind a paywall on this video. I'm just gonna give you the workflow straight. Most AI channels you'll find will try to sell you one of those, but transparently, I do this work inside real businesses. And I make these videos so that some of you will eventually want to hire me. That's the whole trade. Nothing else gets pitched. If you run a dental practice, you already know that the front desk can't handle an inbound phone call and an inbound email at the exact same time. And it's not really something you can just hire your way out of either. And every one of those 9 leads that I mentioned before that this dental clinic received, they're ringing other dental clinics while they wait for a response. 2 years ago, this would have been a custom build, but the tools are cheap and boring enough now to be reliable, which is exactly what you want when it's touching real customers. I'm gonna build the whole thing in front of you right now. I'm gonna show you their current system as it stands today, and then you're gonna see what it looks like after we've implemented this speed to lead agent within their business. All right, so there they all are, all 9. The one at the bottom has been sitting there for 41 hours. Looks like this one is a cracked tooth, so that's urgent. You can see 26 hours they've been waiting. That's a long time to wait with a cracked tooth. So Harvard Business Review actually sent out a test inquiry to over 2,200 businesses to see how long it took each business to actually reply to the lead. The average time to response was 42 hours, and 23% of those businesses never replied at all. So in other words, this clinic is completely normal, which is honestly the part worth worrying about. Okay, so sometimes you'll have leads going onto a form. Sometimes businesses already have this set up, like leads are going into the database or into a Google form, but there's no automation connected here. You can see here, status is empty, like none of this is filled out, right? And you can see what time they came in. And if I just order this from Z to A, we can see, yeah, so boom, 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 no one's responded. Nobody here is measuring this, and that's why nothing looks like a problem. There's no number anywhere saying it is a problem. So this is basically what a new system would look like. So there's only really 3 ways a lead can come in, and that's through a form on the website. Sometimes a business already has a form that collects leads, through sending an email to your customer support inbox or your info at, or then just phoning in. So what this system does is it captures each way that a lead can come in. Even the phone call, what we do is we set up a voice receptionist, an AI receptionist, to collect that information, because the calls, as soon as the receptionist picks up, the calls are automatically transcribed afterwards, and it just triggers this whole flow. All the leads land in the same place. They get routed to the qualify node. From there, it works out how urgent it is, writes the reply, and notifies the correct person within the team. I'm not going to walk you through each individual node, because at the end of the day, you just care what the end result is. So I want to show you that. All right, so let's actually walk through what it looks like in the new system from a patient's perspective of going through the new workflow and what they receive. So sometimes, again, a clinic will have a lead form on a website that looks like this. So we just go through and fill this out, right? Do email, which one do you need? Emergency broken tooth. We do tooth cracked and really hurts, need fixed ASAP. I have Sun Life. Something like that, just whatever, they fill in. So what happens when we click request my appointment? Let's go ahead and click that. Boom. Check your phone. We sent you a note with times at work, and the right person here has already been told. 2.5 second response. All right, now if we go back to the sheet, we can see the new lead came in. That row didn't exist 10 seconds ago, and you can see it filled out all of the spots. So this lead is already responded to, it's marked urgent, and it's assigned to Dr. Halvorson, rather than just a front desk email. Like at the end of the day, someone that's in pain right now should not have to wait behind someone that's just trying to get pricing for a crown. Okay, so this is what the patient actually got in terms of an email notification. You can see 4 minutes ago. So if we click into that, you can see we've been responded to. You can see this isn't just a templated email, it's specific to their situation. And it basically offers the emergency slot instead of just like a templated email that says, thank you for your request, we'll respond to you soon. There's an actual action that the lead can take from this point on. And you can also see, because I chose Sun Life, it says we have your Sun Life details on file and we'll bill them directly. Nobody at the clinic wrote this, and nobody at the clinic needed to read this before it went out. It just happened. So I'll go ahead and pick your time, and we can see it pulls up a scheduling page right for the patient that's slotted for today. Now, some people, some businesses might want other times as well, but this is really being hyper specific because they're reaching out right now. It's an emergency, so it went to the emergency booking page, which shows available times for today. Stop and look at the sidebar for a second. Because I clicked emergency, I'm being offered Dr. Halvorson's calendar, basically. These are reserved specifically for emergency situations, so these booking times are never available to be booked in for regular bookings. It's set aside time for emergencies. If I had said cleaning, then this link would have shown a different calendar. It would have shown the hygienist's calendar, same link, but different calendar. It would show times for next week because a cleaning isn't an urgent procedure. So let's go ahead and click 2:15. The details are pre-filled from the link sent in the email. Let's confirm this appointment. And you can see it displays all the information. It is now booked into the calendar. And you can see we even send out a text message to the phone number, also confirming their appointment details. And what's cool is that if they decide to change their mind last minute, they can just click need a different time and they can reschedule that. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So what's cool about this workflow is that most businesses have some sort of internal communication tool, and it doesn't really matter which tool you use. You could be using Microsoft Teams, you could be using Slack. There's a bunch of tools out there. This automation will work with whatever tools you're currently working with. It's just, we just plug in the correct tool. And so what we're doing here is anytime that lead comes in as well, we're notifying the team so that these automations aren't just firing blindly, but people can stay updated on what automations are actually firing at the exact moment that they're firing. So if I go over to leads, we can see this is the notification they got in their leads channel on Slack. So the clinic's been notified at this point. You can see they've got the name, they've got the phone number, insurance, everything from the form, the service that's needed, the email, who it's been routed to, and any notes that they put in there. And you can see it already notifies what emails have been sent. It notifies the team. And there's some really cool actions here that we build in for our clients on these types of notifications, needing anything else. Whoever picks this up can call them without opening anything else. Nobody touched a thing. The phone never rang either. So what's cool is that if you wanted to do a manual email to this lead on top of the automated one that went out, you can just click this write them button, boom, and you can see it automatically fills in the lead's email. It fills in a subject line that you can come in here and edit. So I can just type in edit in here. You can see that the body is pre-drafted. I can pull this down so we can see a little bit more of this. And I can come in here and edit anything. I could say, glad you contacted us, right? You can change anything in here. You can change your signature if you want. You can CC anyone, as well as if you want this custom message that you're sending them to go to their phone, you can also keep this checked. Otherwise you can uncheck that. And so when you hit send email, boom, you can see the bot logs everything that happens, and all automations are also logged on the back end. So we have a trace of what happened. So if there's any debugging that ever needs to happen, we can go back in time and look and see exactly what happened. So if I go to the sheet and look at activity log, I can see all of these actions that happened. You see, this is the last one, written by hand. So nothing is hidden from you and nothing goes out that you can't stop. So what is that automation worth to the clinic? Well, I'm gonna walk you through some numbers here. A dental lead costs about $73 based on their ad spend and how many leads they get per month. 9 of them sitting unanswered is about $657 in ad spend that went cold. In other words, the ads worked, but nobody replied. And if that's a normal week, it's about $2,800 a month that happens regularly, over half the ad budget gone cold. The stats just show that basically answering within 5 minutes, answering an inbound lead within 5 minutes increases your close rate by 10 times, even if you just wait 30 minutes later. That's why a system like this is so vital. And the cool thing is, it's built around the tools the clinic is already using. There's no UI to learn. It's already integrated within the tools that they're using. One more thing I want to show you. Let's say 2:15 doesn't work for me. I changed my mind for whatever reason. I can go ahead and click need a different time. Boom. There's the calendar again. You can see this is crossed off because that's the current time. I can go ahead and click that. It fills in my information automatically. Notified I'm moving this appointment right here. Confirm this appointment. Boom. Appointment is confirmed. A new notification has been sent to my email. I can see here, meeting moved. Boom, boom, boom. And in Slack, what happens is the team gets notified that the appointment has been moved, and this connects to the backend system and automatically updates the appointment time, frees up the 2:15 slot, books in the 4 p.m. slot. So it's all connected that way. So that's the whole thing. Somebody filled out a form, and 4 seconds later, they had a reply that named their exact problem, a time with the right dentist, and a text message to their phone confirming it. Nobody at the clinic touched any of it. The part worth taking home here isn't necessarily the software, it's that the clinic actually didn't have a marketing problem at all. What they did have was 9 people waiting and nothing telling them anywhere that there's just leads sitting there. If you want this exact workflow and the step-by-step instructions to set it up, it's completely free, so go ahead and download it. No community, no paywall, no sign up. Take it and build it into your own dental practice, or if you have an in-house person that does vibe coding or is a little bit techy, you can just hand the documents to them and be like, hey, please implement this. And if you're not a dentist, but you found this video useful and educational, feel free to drop in the comments what industry you're in. If you want me to make a video on this exact workflow for your industry type, that's genuinely how I'll pick the next video. Thank you for watching. If you want this exact workflow and the step-by-step instructions to set it up, the link is in the description down below.